Right. You preachers start preaching what you preach is what he said. Preach the
Mm-hmm.
truth.
What he said.
Preach the truth.
As you should.
The truth.
Set you free.
Better know it. Every time, y'all. Wake up. It's the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
This piano.
And this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka See That.
See that.
And we would like to thank y'all for tuning in to help us to redefine what's good. What's good, good people?
Oh. What's today? Wednesday?
It is
Hump day.
Hump Day. And what's on your mind? When?
I'm in a different seat today. I haven't been in a seat in a while.
So how you feeling?
I don't know if I like it.
Yeah. Like flying the ship.
Yeah, I think I do.
You like to fly?
I think so. I think I like my little seat over there. No, but I'm just saying.
We can get
I
you
mean,
back
it's
in.
okay. It's okay.
We,
It's
we
your
can
day.
get you back in the captain's chair.
No, it ain't even the
Get,
captain seat. You know how like I think it's just the
just knowing like, what where you at and what you
yeah,
got
yeah, yeah,
and the
yeah.
orientation of what's
Yeah,
happening.
okay, so I got a bone to pick with you.
Okay, pick
You
it.
already know what the bone is, I
I
bet.
don't. Oh,
Yes, you
yesterday.
do. Oh, you know what the bone
The
is.
bonus yesterday with the flight.
So okay, go ahead.
So I'ma tell you,
Hmm.
I
I'm
didn't
listening.
I didn't think you would be able to move around that it was so last minute. And I just was like, I don't want to even put that on my sister. But you right. Yeah, it's rightfully so. I
If the
didn't, but
people are looking at my face
yeah, no excuse.
because we talked, it
I
was like
didn't.
I'm
I
gonna
just.
find out.
It was
It's gonna
last minute though. It was
but
like
last minute you found somebody else.
no. I'm gonna tell you how that happened.
I don't care how it
I
happened.
didn't. I know. I'm gonna tell you
Okay, go
because
ahead.
me and Jabbar we have a standing meeting every Tuesday at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
The flight was 10 o'clock yesterday, and so I'm calling him to let him know at 9:30. Like, oh man, I forgot because it was truly last minute. So I'm like, bro, I forgot. I'm not gonna be able to do our. So I'm calling him at 9:30 to cancel our 10 o'clock because I'm
Right.
taking the flight, and he was with Reno. And so he was like, "Okay, well, what you up to?" I was like, "I'm finna go take this flight, so I'm not gonna make our 10 o'clock." He was like, so I said, "Well, what you want to do? Y'all want to go?" And he was like, Mr. Edmond.
Mm,
And then Reno was like, "Yeah, I'll go." And I'm like, "Okay, well, you got to meet me there in like 15 minutes." And so it was like that. And
okay,
he
if
and
I
he
would have got
and
the call at 9:30, I would have been
you
there
would
in
have been
15.
able to be there.
Yes, I would have been there.
I
Like I
I
was so
didn't want to.
excited. No, 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 no,
I'm
no, no,
so
no.
sorry.
Let me. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
parent you, right?
Okay.
Don't make the
I
decision
think.
for me.
Yeah, you're right.
Let me make the decision.
I think.
Like, cause then I
I
could have
take it.
said no
Yeah,
if I couldn't, but you
yeah.
didn't even give me the option. And
I
then
didn't.
I look at, I say, oh,
Yeah,
so this is how we do
that
it.
was how it was
Listen
done.
to
That ain't
this.
how we do it, but that's how it was done.
So
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like so y'all know we had the conversation about the separate text messages the boys be sending. It took me back that this
I
is
turned you back
studio,
to.
this is Tampa
Oh
Bay
man.
Breakfast Club trauma that
Did
I'm
that,
dealing
okay,
with.
okay, okay. Now
This
I
is
got it.
my
I got to be
trauma that I
mindful.
have with the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club.
Yeah, that was the moment. But you're right. I shouldn't have made the decision for you. I should have called you. I apologize for not calling you, giving you the option to accept or decline that invitation. But it was just so
Well, you know
last
what?
minute.
Since this was so easy,
Yeah.
I forgive you.
Thank you so much.
And I understand your
Yeah.
heart was in the right
Yeah.
place.
It was my head. Charge it to my head, not my heart.
Okay,
Because I was
good
like,
morning,
because
Damien.
like I said, I just called him to cancel because it was just. It's been a whirlwind, man.
No,
It's been a
it had me
whirlwind,
like
and
that.
so they hit me up because I forgot about it, and then it was like, "Oh yeah, you got that flight." Because what happened? JC sent me my schedule for the day,
Uh-huh.
so, so I get like a text in the morning saying this is your schedule for the day, and I got the text, and I was like, "Oh, it's the day," and it was
Well,
like, "Yeah, it's
they
the day."
said during the week,
Yeah, yeah, and
and you were supposed to find out Friday, Saturday.
yeah. But here's the thing. I'm like, I gotta get better at checking my schedule because right now, see, I got help now, so I don't
That's
make my
good.
own schedule.
That's good.
And so, like JC, he can look at my schedule, he see everything, and he'll just put it there because he know that I'm available, right?
Right.
And so that's what happened. And when he put it there, I didn't look, I just get these daily notifications that tell me where I'm gonna be, who I'm gonna be with. You
Right,
know what
right,
I'm
right.
saying? So it's like, okay, when I got that one,
I need
I was
somebody to
like
do my schedule.
I was
How
like,
do I get
I don't
somebody
know.
to
We
put this
voted to have legislative aides. I mean, and that's one part of his job, not to minimize
right?
his role. Like that's one of his jobs, but
Okay.
he's also a legislative aide, so he helps us research, policy and
So does he do
just
it? So do JC, and this is JC Pritchard,
Jesse Pritchard the third.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Does he do it for everyone or just you?
just
Or
me.
okay, so
Yeah.
you're his.
So each council member
Everybody
has
has
their
their
own
own.
legislative
Okay.
aide. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, they used to share them, and then we voted to increase funding to give every council member their individual aides. And so,
Okay.
yeah, that was a couple years ago. I remember when we were look, as an advocate, we were advocating for legislative aides, and I think we had 4 at one point where they shared one.
Mhm.
Then with considerations for, like, sunshine law and all of that stuff, it made sense to have each council member to have their own legislative aide. And
Okay.
so we took that path. But yeah, and JC3 is amazing, man. He's a beautiful young man who does amazing work. Um, and he's been, like, really helpful
Oh yeah,
with kinda keeping me together.
because that's the
Yeah.
son.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So JC
Yeah,
Pritchard II.
is the pastor.
Yeah. Our pastor. But yeah, so that's what it was. So when I got that text, like, it was just crazy. Like, I had something that wasn't on my schedule on Monday, so this week been crazy. Really
Mhm.
the last 2 weeks, but last week really specifically, and then these last week and coming into this week has just been like a whirlwind. So, I got a text Monday at 8:50
Mhm.
saying, "I'm looking forward to seeing you at 9:30." Totally.
You know, they knew you forgot. That's why they sent that text message. That was
Ah,
like the little
that was so
reminder.
much grace and mercy
Yeah.
because if at 9:30 they would have been at City Hall like, "Where's the councilman?" 'Cause
So I
yeah,
done
yeah.
did that. Like I done had an appointment with somebody and showed up to their office
Okay.
and I'm like, hey, door locked.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, ain't nobody there. I
Right.
called the assistant pickup. Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Then they call. Oh my God, totally forgot. I'm like, okay.
Right, right. But no, it was good. The heads up text was good. And then I just, like, sped over, got to City Hall and had my 9:30, but that's how yesterday no,
So you
Monday was, and
how
then
Monday was. So
yeah.
okay, now I missed the dinner.
Okay, the iftar.
Yes.
Yes, and you missed an
So
amazing
these
event.
are the reminders, right?
Yeah.
And maybe this is why I need somebody to like,
Send you that note saying, "This is
yeah,
what you
say,
got."
hey,
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
what you got to do. Even though I'm pretty good with it, but just like I'm like everywhere.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah,
get pulled left, right,
yeah.
north, south, in a circle a
And
lot
you
of
know
times.
what? I experienced this before, but then I got, like, a handle on it, but it was like
Mhm.
this week it just got like, these past couple weeks, it just got away from me
You know
because 'cause
what
it's
I'm
been just back.
so what I have been trying to do for me is make sure that like I schedule in for me like personal time.
Yeah, yeah.
Just time for me that like I'm not
Mhm.
mom, I'm not friend, I'm not daughter, I'm not nothing else but Kiana.
Right.
And like I'm and
Yeah.
usually that's usually sleep time.
That's what you do with that time that you block out?
Sometimes I do
Yeah,
because you find yourself like constantly working
yeah.
during that time. Like you say, okay, I'm just gonna focus on just me. You find yourself doing something other than
Then just
just
focusing
watching
on
a
you.
movie.
Yeah,
Watching a movie. That's
yeah.
where you know your mind's not really going and
Right.
racing and all this other stuff. So I've been trying to practice that. But how was the dinner?
So the dinner was amazing. It was the 5th annual iftar,
Mhm,
dinner, which iftar is basically just a way to say, sunset meal during Ramadan,
mhm.
right? And so it's not the end of Ramadan, it was day 13, today's day
So it's like in
14.
the middle.
Yeah, it's like in the middle of the, Ramadan, but every night we do iftar because every night you have a meal with your family, when you break your fast, ideally, like, sometimes we can't sit down and eat together.
Right.
But ideally, you wanna break your fast with your family, with community, and then, then you go into your prayer. And so this was like an invitation for the rest of the community to join us on one of the nights of the fast
Mhm.
where we break bread together with love, compassion, and peace.
So
Yeah,
I
and
think
so
I'm
yeah.
even more upset I missed that
Yeah,
than the flying the
it
plane.
was
Now
amazing. Yeah.
they're kind of
The
equal.
yeah,
They're kind of equal. Like
the
we're not
difference
gonna,
is you had a choice on the iftar. I
yeah.
didn't give you a choice on the flight.
But I think
I have that. I'm
but
thinking with that.
I saw some pictures. It looked amazing.
Yeah, it was great.
Um,
Mayor Welch was there.
mhm.
We had Councilmember Floyd was in the building. Councilmember Fix Sanders was there. Commissioner Flowers showed up. We also had a colonel, Brother Khalid Shabazz.
Okay.
He's a colonel. He was the first Muslim chaplain in the army
Oh
to
wow.
reach the rank of colonel. And so he was there. Got to spend a few moments with him. Beautiful brother, man. Real dude too, man. Real
I
people.
like
Yeah,
real
yeah.
people.
He was like he was real people. You know, he was like so. It was nice to meet him and experience him. Tall brother, 6'4", solid as a rock too. I'm like, okay, what up, bruh? You
So
know,
it's
like,
crazy. So
yeah,
six. Oh, he was a nice height.
yeah, 6'4". That was like
Like the
ridiculous.
ideal. Well, that I seen taller.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
But you know what? So like the ideal is like everybody want like tall men, right?
Okay,
Most.
thank you.
No. No, listen. I said
Yeah,
like
yeah,
when
yeah.
you hear they be like
No, that's
tall,
good.
dark, and handsome.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, and tall, dark,
And
and
that, I
handsome.
heard some comments yesterday
Tall.
about his height
Yeah, I
from
mean,
some sisters.
yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh, tall, dark,
yeah.
and handsome. Ooh. So
Grab your pearls.
yeah, ooh. So you know. So the crazy part, so
Yeah,
everybody knows like I'm uber short.
yeah.
Not shorter than all, but
Most.
a lot of people.
Shorter than most. Yeah, yeah.
So like I'm 4'11".
Okay.
On a good day, I might reach 5'1", depending on the shoe.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
All right, because I don't really wear like real heels.
Okay.
I'm past that stage in my life. Hey,
No high heels.
you're gonna give me kitty heels.
Okay.
You know
Okay.
what I mean?
Okay.
I kitty heels.
Modest. A modest heel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so this is crazy. Please don't kill me out here. Like I don't date short men.
Okay.
I
That's
don't.
a. That wouldn't be a kill youable
Cause you know
offense.
so this is the thing. And so here's my therapy.
Short men chime in. Y'all got a
Short men
problem with
try.
that?
So no, but you know what? A lot of
Yeah.
there's few short men that come at me. Not a lot.
Okay.
Maybe I don't send out the aura that like I talk
I'm into short guys, right?
right, maybe
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Because you
Yeah.
know how like you send out the beams.
Yeah. Right. The aura,
Yeah,
all that.
like
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I have a complex. I
Okay.
feel like we'll look like the littles.
Okay. But look like to who? That's the thing.
So like me and
Yeah.
my brothers, like some of
Yeah.
my brothers are short, and we're together, and I just be like, yeah, we're the littles around here.
I got it. I got it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Chime in about this
Well,
height
me
thing.
and my wife, we short people, so and
But it works. Like
yeah,
it really
yeah,
works. And then I think maybe I might end up with like a short guy because you know you end up
yeah,
with the opposite. Like because the
yeah.
height is not a requirement for me to be with you.
Okay, but it's just a preference.
It's a preference, but it's
Okay,
not a requirement.
okay,
The requirements is like the substance,
right,
like who you
right.
are as a person. Because you
As
can
it
be
should be.
tall, dark, and handsome, and rude,
Be a
nasty, and
be a horrible person,
a
right?
horrible person.
Yeah, no, you don't want to do that.
You know.
We don't want that in our lives.
So this is what's on your mind
It
Wednesday.
is. So give us a
So we
call.
done kind of talked about what's
So the
on.
iftar dinner, we talked about the flight.
Mhm,
So State of Black St. Pete, I know y'all probably had these
we
conversations.
did.
Yeah, so State of Black St. Pete was amazing. I just
Mhm,
want to like, if it's already been said, I'll be redundant in this moment and just say thank you to Mr. Edmond, the Urban League Young Professionals,
mhm.
and everybody who had a hand in putting on the State of Black St. Pete. The
Okay.
panelists was great. So J. Carl Devine, he an OG in healthcare, particularly dealing with Black people and the HIV/AIDS epidemic. He's been
Mhm.
like on the forefront. I didn't realize J. Carl Devine was about to be 80 years old, man.
Wow.
Yeah, just it's one of them moments like he was like, "Yeah, I'm about to be 80," and I'm like, "Wow, J. Carl, you look good, man."
You know, I think my aunt just turned 79. Let me look how old.
Okay, okay,
My grandfather's
yeah,
baby.
okay. Your grandfather's baby.
Yes.
Okay, And so while you look at that, so it was J. Carl Devine. We had Carl Lavender from the Center for Health Equity Foundation for Healthy St. Pete.
Mhm,
We had Royce Wheeler and Jake
mhm,
Ann Jones were on the panel along with myself, and it was really a great conversation and facilitated, moderated by Dr. Brittany Peters,
mhm,
and it was just a beautiful thing on Friday. Thursday we had the town hall.
mhm,
So the
which
town
was
hall, it
amazing
was
from
amazing.
what
Yeah,
and these are things so, because our schedules conflict, right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
everybody do what I love about our team, to be honest, is that, like, we support each other even if we're not there
yeah,
physically,
yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
But we definitely try to show up and show out for each other.
Absolutely, but it's understood. Like it's no like we have a great set of agreements, right?
Right,
It's
we
just,
really do,
yeah,
like, we
yeah,
really do. She's
yeah.
79, so I was right.
Okay,
She was born
79
in
years old.
'44,
Oh wow, wow. Yeah, that's amazing.
and
Uh,
she's a spy I would love to have her in here.
Bring her.
She's in New York,
Okay,
but,
have her
maybe
call
we
in.
call her in, and you
Yeah.
know who else that suggested that her to come in? Ona, the chairman's
Okay.
wife.
On a Zane, you should tell him.
Yes,
Okay.
because
Yeah.
she's such a ball of knowledge, right? Her
Yeah.
and her husband, Uncle Ralph,
Okay.
and they're in New York. They come down. Hopefully, we can maybe get her in with it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, she's so feisty. She's such my auntie.
So we was having that conversation. I think it was so we have a student minister, Minister James Muhammad. He was the brother who when I went to my first meeting of the Nation of Islam, it was actually at his house.
Mhm.
And at his house is he, he spoke like we was in Madison Square Garden, I swear.
Mm,
And I was hooked, right?
mhm.
And so I credit him with, like really putting the hook in. You know, you know what I'm saying? And reeling me in. And I talked to him, he was going through some health challenges. He had leukemia, so he was facing some, so on the phone with him, he was like, "Yeah, man, I'm thankful, for God blessed me with 74 years." And I was like, "Brother James, you 70?" Like I knew he was up there, but Brother James is just so like he got the swag, he got
Mhm.
I mean, he always looked way younger, and then his activity was like I remember when he was in his 60s, like, when we used to be having competitions on who could sell the most papers and all of that stuff, like, he was always, like, head and shoulders above. So, like, the minimum was, like, 100 papers. He used to be doing, like, 300 in
Wow.
his 60s. You know what I'm
So,
saying?
okay, so we always talk like
Yeah.
we both say we want to live so old that
Yeah.
like people ask us what the
Yeah.
secret is.
Yep.
So
Yep.
we know a few people that's close to 80 or
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And you know what I seen with all of them, the chairman,
Mhm.
they all stay busy and they all have a purpose.
Yes,
They
that's right.
all know their purpose.
That's right.
And so it's like, like it's the
Yeah.
same like your race ain't done until you finish it.
Yep.
And so they have so much to accomplish, and then they have a purpose, and they
Yeah.
so dedicated that I think it keeps them
I think
living.
it keep you here. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do
I
too,
mean, you've seen people who retire and then after they retire, they get real old real fast.
right? And then they be because
They
like
call that randomity.
yeah, because
Yeah.
like my client, one of my clients, the daughter's no longer in the household,
Mhm.
and I could see the decline in him
Right.
since he doesn't have the routine of like having his daughter on a regular basis. So now I'm
Yeah.
like, how can we get him back into this
Into him, yeah.
right so that he
You
can
gotta
live?
keep them active.
We
Like
got
when
to,
you older, you gotta stay active because if you don't, you get old. Right?
you
The activity is what keeps you young and keep you going. And but what we asked when I talked with Brother James and he was like, he would soon be he'll be 75. I think at that time he had just turned 74.
Mhm.
And me and my wife we started talking and I was like, what does a 74-year-old Sean look like? Like can you see
Hmm.
that? What does a 74-year-old or 75-year-old Kiana look like?
Hmm. Well, I want to. So a 75 old here, I still want to be jumping off boats.
Okay, at 75?
Yes,
Okay,
I still wanna be jumping off boats at 75.
right.
I wanna still, like, laugh at stupid stuff. I wanna keep my humor.
Mhm,
Um,
mhm.
I wanna and then at 75 too, I want to be 75. I can say anything, and people just give
Oh
me a
yeah,
pass.
I'm kind of getting
Like,
there
yeah,
now.
like I just want to be able. I just want to be
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
girl, what
yeah.
you got on that little skirt?
Oh, you can just say that at 75. Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Boy,
So
boy, why you got your shoes at?
when
Like,
you do, I'm looking forward to that part of being like that age too.
I want to be 75. Like, I
Yeah,
guess
that's right.
I guess.
That is true. Oh, the older people just say whatever.
So I guess
Yeah,
you
that's
forgot to
true.
brush your teeth this
Right.
morning. I
Just
want to
being
be.
a
I
kid.
can't wait to. I'm like
Where that
that.
little napperhead son of yours at? Like, it's
The one
like,
that never listened to
right,
nobody.
right, right.
Boy, you. I want to be. I want
Yeah,
to be.
that's funny. Cause it's the truth.
No,
Yeah, yeah,
I want somebody to be telling a story about like.
yeah.
Now you know you lying.
Right. And you can just tell them
And
like,
this,
just tell them, now you know you lying,
now
right?
I done lived 75 years, and
Right.
I know nobody like that perfect.
Right, right. Just give it
Yeah,
all.
yeah, I want. I
Yeah,
can't.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
no,
I'm waiting to that.
that's it. I love that. Yachty, good morning, Yachty Debbie. Yubi, thank you for tuning in. Carrie, I see you. Damon Davis, I appreciate you, man, and all that you're doing. St. Pete Funny up there like granny panties, man.
So yeah, what y'all waiting for when
Yeah.
y'all get old? 'Cause
Yeah, what
that's
does a
it.
75-year-old you look like? Whoever
Right.
you are, what does a 75-year-old you look like? That's the question. They say you have to see it to achieve it, right?
Right.
See it, and it was just like I had that in my 75-year-old wheelhouse too. And I always tell my children when we get together, it's so funny. I said I want to just have be so old that when people come to the house, I sit in my little chair. I give them 2 or 3 words, and then that's it. They can go.
See, I want
Yeah,
so I want to be active,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like I want to be active. I've seen like
yeah,
pictures of people who okay, you know Holla who passed away.
yeah, yeah,
Holla just told it. It don't
yeah.
even matter what it
Whatever.
was.
Yeah, straight
Holla
up,
just said,
straight up.
and then
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings,
Excuse me, baby.
but you know what?
Yeah, you fool.
Yeah,
Yeah, she would. Well, she was so gentle and so
she
kind.
was
Yeah, until she wasn't, right?
right.
But she mean well. But that is one of the privileges of older age. I won't even call it old age at this point,
Hmm.
because I'm trying to like be again so old, like 100 plus.
And then
I
when you look
really
at
want to be 100 plus.
I would love to be that. And then when you look at it, like 75 years on the earth, like you think about
Yeah,
like in years,
yeah,
we don't have a whole lot of years. A
yeah,
hundred years seems like a
yeah.
whole lot, but
It's not.
it's not
In the whole grand scheme of
in the
things,
grand scheme of
yeah.
things.
Elijah Muhammad is quoted, and it's reported that he said that it takes 75 years to learn how to live. Like, go figure that.
And so just think at 75, we know
You
we just
just not getting it right.
so we getting it. This is why we
Yeah,
being honest.
yeah.
That you know
Straight
what
shooter, yeah.
I'm gonna
Unburden
keep
your
that on
heart.
my heart. No,
Just unburden your heart. Yeah, it's just straightforward. Because you can say it now, but you have to think about how you're gonna
you
say
say
it and how
you
you're
don't
gonna
want
word
to
it.
hurt
Yeah.
anybody. Well, some people don't care.
Yeah, there are some people who don't care. I care though. I care about
I
people's feelings.
really
I'm never intentionally offensive to anybody.
no.
Yeah,
And if I had,
yeah,
well, you know what? Let me tell you. So I'm one of them people that if I offend you and I care about you, even if I offend you, like I think it's my responsibility
yeah.
to fix it. But
Right.
there's sometimes that I meant what I said, and
Oh,
then if like,
and
do you
look,
believe
most
me?
times you mean it, but it's just how. A lot of times it's the way you say it, not what you said.
Right, right.
Most
But
times.
sometimes you
Yeah,
don't want to offend. You
yeah,
just want to. It's constructive criticism
yeah,
per se,
yeah.
and sometimes it can come off in a different kind of as.
True.
So it all depends. But sometimes there is stuff. People are human, so there's this stuff that you say that you want people to hurt. You want them to feel
Oh
the
man.
pain. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, he
But
who offends not in words is perfect, is what I think I heard somebody say that that's in the Bible.
mhm,
So I'm learning too not to say what's in the Bible if I ain't seen it myself. I learned that a
okay.
long time ago. The Bible says I ain't never read that.
So what?
I just heard people say that it was in the Bible.
Uh, so okay. The Bible said, and what chapter is that?
Right. Chapter and verse. Yeah, but yeah, he who offends not in words is perfect is what is reportedly something that was said in the Bible.
Hmm.
So yeah, so that was that. So the town hall was amazing. Great mix of people, great diversity of people. I just want to talk about the process real quick too. So what we are doing, just so that people know. So with this town hall series, so we've had 2 now. We had the first one, February 7th. The second one
At
was
St.
March
Pete College.
at St. Pete College. The second one was March the 30th at the Center for Health Equity.
Mhm.
Shout out to them too. Stamp, really helped us out. Keandra Darling,
They
Dean. I
got
don't
a
know
good
Dean.
team.
Yeah, they have a really good team. Joshua Bean is on that team now. Um, Worked with Hillary Van Dyke in the Green Book. Carl Lavender, of course, they always like roll out the red carpet for us and make it, a hospitable and safe space for us. So thank you to them. But the process is this: now that we have the data from the first town hall, from what people said, I have that as very raw data. So we like putting that into a framework. We started a framework that we're going to use. It's a healthy neighborhoods framework. So we took that and introduced that framework into town hall number two. And so we had people thinking with this healthy neighborhoods town framework, and then they were ranking the priorities of what consists of a healthy neighborhood.
Mhm.
And then we started talking about budget priorities, getting people to give input into what they think should be included in the budget, what the
Mhm.
priorities should be,
Right.
and then also going back to things that individuals can do outside of government to actually help support these initiatives and things that we see in our community.
Mhm.
And so we're taking that. So that was last Thursday, actually a week from tomorrow. So the USF research team, they're going to do the same thing that they did with the data from the first one, compile it. We also have the survey data that we're using. There was some listening that was done by Nixon and Co. Throughout the CRA. They talked to residents, and so we're taking all of this information, all of these listening sessions that have been had in our community. Most of them, because there's probably some that we don't know, so I
Right.
don't subscribe to all. But we're taking as many as we can, getting that information together, and then organizing policy analysts, policy partners, and others to help us take these ideas and turn them into actual budget priorities and budget
Right. And
recommendations.
so just to be clear,
Yeah.
because District 7 is your seat.
Yes.
When you get this survey, because it's out there, you don't have to be a part of District
No,
7
you don't.
to do it because you're still a part of this community.
Yeah,
And you still want the
absolutely.
community to thrive
Yep.
in a whole, but
Good
it
morning,
says
sweetie.
it's
Hey.
hey. So yeah, you want the community to thrive in a whole, even though you are over in District 7
Right, right.
or whatever. So I just want people to know that even if you're not in District 7 and you're listening,
Yep.
you can definitely still fill out the surveys or even show up to the town halls
Yeah.
because all voices need to be heard. Now, since
Yes.
I have people here,
Okay.
I want you to share the page. Go to the
Please.
bottom, share the page. Um, I can't see if people
Tell
are
tell them how to
commenting,
do it. Yeah,
right?
I don't see it either. I see my wife. I see Melissa in here. Hey,
Yeah,
Melissa.
they're
Melissa
really
been really
quiet
rocking
today.
with us too. Thank you, Melissa, for all that you do in the community as well. I appreciate you.
But okay, so go to the bottom of the page, do share.
Mhm.
Then it says comment, tag a friend, tell a family member, tell a child, whatever it is. Tag somebody and tell them to wake up. It's Wednesday. What's on their mind? If it's in your heart, I'm gonna say send us some stars. You know the stars are free for your first time, first 200. Facebook give them to you for free. After that, you have to purchase them. They are a centerpiece.
Yep.
Um, but like any great deal, the more you buy, the cheaper they are.
Mhm.
Right. So
Mhm.
yes, also we're still running the marathon. We're still trying to get the money for thank you, Domino. And she Domino started out with the first stars. Hey Mama Blue.
All right.
Um
Let's see if I remember how to do this. I do.
there you go. Hey caller, introduce yourself.
Peace and light, long time listener.
Yeah.
This is your brother. This is your brother Bruce Moore Jr. under the microphone, man.
Yes, yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
How you
Oh,
doing,
hey
Bruce
Bruce
Moore
Moore
Jr.?
Jr.
Thank you for calling
I'm
in,
good,
Mr.
man.
Moore.
Listen, thank you guys for taking my call. I want to call in for the What's on Your Mind Wednesday.
Okay,
Is it What's on Your Mind Wednesday? Correct.
it is.
Okay, so I want everyone to do me a favor. Those who are listening that's driving to work in the city right now, put on your calendar. All right. April 15th, which is next Friday,
Okay.
with permission from the Breakfast Club, I would love for my queen to come on there to give away some free tickets to the art and fashion show that these little girls are going to be doing.
Say less.
All right.
It's done.
Yes.
Oh man,
It's
oh
done.
man.
Yeah, it's done. It's
So
done.
what's on my mind is a brave. It's a brave show. April 15th, 2023. Thank you guys for taking the call. It's going to be hosted at the Factory St. Pete. which is located on the other side of 275 from Wildwood Park, listeners. And for all those who are born and raised here, you get to the factory from the old, what is it called, Brother John?
The
The
admission
old
place, right?
mission.
Yeah.
That's how we give it.
The old admission
The
place, right?
old
Admission
admission
place.
spot, y'all. So you had to
Yeah.
buy the hoop, but
Yeah.
you had to make sure you go through the admission so you get the tag. Look old school.
Over there by the name of the game and all of this.
Yes, sir. So the VIP tickets are currently all sold out,
Okay.
but we do have VIP and regular tickets readily available. Um, and so you can reserve by March 25th, which is the deadline already. But keep calling in, y'all. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? The phone number to reach is area code 727-315-2042. There will be dinner, drinks, and it's an amazing house. So the queen is teaching young girls how to braid. Shout out Monique.
Okay.
Big shout out to Monique, man, for doing her thing. She's making signs and she's putting them all over the city.
I
She
seen them.
also
I
has
actually
some
seen
young
the
girls.
You
signs.
know what? I mean, we had
Yeah.
y'all came in. We talked about it. Like it's an exciting event. It's gonna be clothes that's made through the braids, right?
Oh, man.
Right.
These little girls,
They're doing
go
their
ahead.
thing, and they're all young.
Yeah. So you said
So
it's children, right?
the youngest braider is a 4-year-old.
Oh wow.
The oldest braider, I believe, in this class is a 15-year-old.
Mm.
But the queen has graduated kids before, years previous to this, and so one of her first graduates a few years back, she flew the young lady and her mom to New York City to meet a celebrity braider,
Oh man.
and that young lady has since then has taken her first client. It was amazing to see that phone call come through because she was doing the Asian classmate, and
Mm.
she wanted to make sure the texture of the hair wasn't going to be any different.
Oh, I
And
love that.
once she was explained from her instructor, Mrs. Valerie Rutledge, then guess what? She did her first appointment. So she's not just teaching little girls how to braid hair and that just bypassing time. No, she's teaching them a trade that half of the women out here love to do because it's one of their main side hustles.
Mm-hmm.
And it ain't even
But
a
come on
side
out.
hustle. But you know what? While we have you on the phone, King Reed, is that we talked about when y'all was on there, the 8 kings and the
Mm-hmm.
8 queens, because your
Okay.
other eight, he threw it at me, so I threw it
Okay.
back at him.
Okay.
We are sponsoring a group of girls
Okay.
to go. It was like $75 or something like that for one class. So if y'all know any girls or kids that are interested in learning how to braid, inbox us, let us know so we can keep our commitment.
Love that.
Oh man, truly amazing,
Love it.
y'all.
Love
Hey,
it.
a lot of our brothers they know how to cut hair, whether they're in college or in the military. But it's a means of them making extra money. And
That's
our
right.
young girls, they have the exact equivalent in braiding and doing ponytails and everything else associated with doing hair.
I love that, man. Give me the
So
date.
the
Give me the
food
date.
still the date is going to be April 15th. That is not this Saturday, everyone who can hear my voice. That will be next Saturday,
Okay.
April 15th, 2023, at the Factory St. Pete. The event is going to be from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., y'all. So you got a little time to do stuff early in the morning, get dressed up. But come and see these young girls display their talents with making braids. These dresses are going to be made of braids. So
Wow.
I'm so excited with these little girls. It's amazing, y'all. It's
Awesome.
beyond amazing. But don't meet me there. Beat me there. You can meet me there too. That's where I be at.
Right.
April 15th, y'all.
I love that, man.
Appreciate y'all. It's like I say, man, the Queen will be in, Brother John. I appreciate you
Yeah,
for
you know,
allowing
man.
that
You know, it's
and
open
done
door,
as
man.
well. The Queen will be on this Friday to give away some free tickets because we have business owners in the community that have already purchased tickets
Mm-hmm.
and they purchased it with the for people who couldn't afford or just people who want to be a part of it.
Right.
So call us if you can hear us out in the city. Stay tuned this Friday, man. Make sure you be ready to dial in and let's get some free tickets out in the community, man, so people can have some fun.
That's great. And before you hang up, because we got like 2 minutes, me and you got beef and you don't even know it because you took my seats on the flight.
Look, it wasn't your seat. It was his seat. We just didn't fill your seat, so don't have no beef with him.
Oh no, I
Yeah.
got beef.
Yeah,
It
I got beef
it
with
was a four seater. It was a
I got
four
beef
seater,
with
and we had 3 people on the plane.
I got beef with you,
Okay,
Reno.
Reno,
No, I'm
when
just
when
joking.
did you find out about the flight, Reno?
I found out about the flight about 3 weeks or a month ago, and then I stepped back and said, you know what, to make it because of previous engagement. And then yesterday I had my calendar a little free because 11:45 I was at Campbell Park Elementary watching my son in swimming practice.
Right.
And so I had free my calendar and got a phone call yesterday, and I took
What
the
time did
phone
that
call.
phone call come? What time did you get that phone call
Then
yesterday?
I got that phone call at like 10:43. Said to be at Albert with him. No, at 9:43. Be there at 10 o'clock.
And did
So
I
I had a
call you directly,
17 minute.
or were you on the phone
Like,
with?
is
Was
it
a,
so
was
wait,
I?
hold on, wait, so wait, wait,
Look,
look.
so I want you to
The
get
beef ain't with me,
the
baby.
beef ain't with this man. That's what I'm
No,
trying to tell
The
you.
beef
first of
ain't
all,
with me,
He said
baby.
9:43.
well, you,
I told him to be at the airport at 10
10
o'clock.
o'clock.
I'm
I ain't
just,
gonna put that on you,
no,
Q.
no, 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 no. This is my trauma, and y'all can't
Take
tell me
it
how to work
easy,
through my
sweetheart.
trauma.
Take it easy, sweetheart.
I ain't want to put that on you. The man said
Take
9:43,
it easy, sweetheart.
Like, it's,
and he's not lying. It was
no, I believe it. No,
9:43.
no.
It was
I,
totally
so
last
you
minute.
know what? We're gonna have to hang up because we only because we gotta pay some bills.
We do, we
And
do.
but we'll be
Absolutely.
back 7 minutes after the hour. This first top of the hour was amazing. I can't wait to
Thank
finish
you for
out the
calling, Kenry. I'll
conversation.
talk to you
All
soon.
right.
All right. Thank you, guys.
No, so
Mm.
that's how that happened for real.
But just know
Yeah,
that
yeah,
it's
yeah.
gonna come up at least a couple
Okay,
more
no, I
times.
got it. I got it. I
And
can
then,
take it. I can sit in.
it'll be
But
done by
you got the full picture of
and
how it
then
all went
yeah,
down.
just
Yeah,
this is how
yeah.
I process.
Okay, okay. Yeah, no, I got it. I
Oh,
got it.
we got another caller before we go.
Before the break, right? All right, caller, we got 60 seconds for our break. You on the air? What's on your mind?
Hi, good morning, everybody. Peace and blessings. This is Debbie T.
Hey,
Gary.
hey,
I
hey.
am
Good morning.
calling, hey, everybody, Brother John, Queen.
Yes,
Good
yes.
morning. Hi, I am calling in because it is on my mind, and I want to say congratulations to the hair braiding art project. You know, that's kind of like up my alley. I will be in this place to support that event. But I'm
Love that.
also calling on behalf of Pinellas Diaspora Arts Project. Please go out and visit our site. We are actually we network with everybody and we actually put the word out for all events. That event is also on our site. Our upcoming event is also going to be the first truck festival in St. Petersburg in the Tampa
Nice.
Bay area. They have them in Sarasota, they have them in Tarpon Springs, but we ain't never had one in St. Petersburg. And we're having it on the Deuces on May 13th. And
Okay.
we're asking the ancestors to bless the day so that we don't have no rain. But we're going to be under the underpass between 7th Avenue South and 9th Avenue South.
Okay.
And we are also looking for vendors to come out on that day. And we're looking for black artists. Well, we're looking for the diaspora. We're looking for brown and black people to come out and showcase their artwork on the ground. And we do have on our website, if you go out, you can register as an artist. There's no fee. You know, everything we do under the Pinellas Diaspora Arts Project, we're trying to do it so that it doesn't cost you anything. All you have to do is come out and show your talent. One of the reasons why we're doing this is we want to bring attention to the deuces. If we don't make our presence constantly felt, they will definitely take it away from us. I'm not going to say who they is, but it is also
Use
a
your imagination.
collaboration. It's also a collaboration with the art walk. And
Okay.
so it all comes together. And so not only is it a collaboration with the artwork that's happening, also we're going to bring dream makers into this situation because later on in the afternoon, Active Factory, who's also supporting the Air Art event, we have dream makers that's going to be showing films later on that day. And those are a collection of
So,
films that
so give
been
me
coming in under the Black Film Festival.
Yes.
so
But if you go out to the
give me the date
Pinellas
again.
Diaspora
Yeah.
Arts.
Give me the date and information because we gotta pause for the calls and take a break. But I
I
thought
said
Okay,
you
so
can't
it's
call back, but
Saturday,
yep.
May 13th. I'm not going to be able to call back because I got to go in and teach a class. But
Okay.
it's Saturday, May 13th, and it starts out at 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. that day.
thank
That's
you.
awesome.
Okay?
Thank you so much for
Yes,
calling,
I
Debbie,
appreciate
and we got
y'all.
time between now and then, so let's make sure we keep pumping that together, okay?
All right.
Yes,
All right.
we will. We will. Y'all keep doing what y'all do. Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings. Thank you again. All right, y'all. We'll be right back with more of the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club on
WUJM St. Petersburg.
U.S. president to be criminally charged, also the first president to be impeached twice. Trump was fingerprinted after his arrest Tuesday, but did not have his mugshot taken and was not handcuffed. After his arraignment in New York, Trump flew back to his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida, where he railed against his prosecution to his supporters and the media.
Our elections were like those of a third world country. And now this massive election interference at a scale never seen before in our country, beginning with the radical left George Soros-backed prosecutor Alvin Bragg of New York, who campaigned on the fact that he would get President Trump. I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him. This is a guy campaigning.
Trump also attacked the judge, Judge Juan Merchan's wife, and his daughter. In Chicago, Brandon Johnson was elected mayor in a major victory for progressives. Johnson, a black teachers union organizer, defeated conservative Democrat Paul Vallas, a champion of charter schools who ran on a law and order platform despite massive amounts of money being poured into the Vallas campaign. Johnson spoke last night after his victory was announced, calling Chicago a union town and vowing to support working people.
The truth is, the people have always worked for Chicago. Whether you wake up early to open the doors of your businesses, or teach middle school, or wear a badge to protect our streets, or nurse patients in need, or provide child care services, you have always worked for this city. And now Chicago will begin to work for its people, all the people.
In another election in Wisconsin, progressive judge Janet Prasewicz won the special election for the state Supreme Court, flipping Wisconsin's highest court after 15 years of a conservative majority. Protasewicz's victory gives the court the votes it needs to restore abortion rights, which were taken away after Roe v. Wade was overturned last summer, challenge the state's highly gerrymandered legislative maps, and prevent potential anti-democratic maneuvers in 2024 in the crucial swing state. Protasewicz addressed her supporters last night after her win was called.
Our state is taking a step forward to a better and brighter future where our rights and freedoms will be protected. And while there is still work to be done, tonight we celebrate this historic victory that has obviously reignited hope in so many of us.
In international news, Israeli police raided the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound in occupied East Jerusalem late Tuesday, attacking Palestinian worshippers during Ramadan.
The Israeli police attacked us inside there. All of the young people inside are suffering and no one is helping them. What are you waiting for? They attacked everyone inside. The windows of the mosque are all broken.
Witnesses say police used stun grenades and tear gas and beat worshippers with batons and rifles. At least a dozen people were injured. 400 Palestinians were arrested. Al-Aqsa's medical clinic was destroyed. Meanwhile, on Monday, Israeli forces killed 2 more Palestinians in a military raid in the city of Nablus in the occupied West Bank, bringing the total number of Palestinians killed by Israel this year to at least 94. Over 400 human rights defenders from across the globe were killed last year, with Colombia accounting for nearly half the cases, making it the deadliest country for rights activists in the world. That's according to a new report by the international group Frontline Defenders, which said the killings of human rights activists skyrocketed in 2022. Ukraine also topped the list, followed by Mexico, Brazil, and Honduras.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
This is Kiana.
And this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka See That.
See that.
And we'd like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool. We have a very special guest in the building this morning. Joining us, Pinellas County School Board member for District 7, Caprice Edmond in the building, y'all. Let's give it up, give it up.
Morning.
Welcome to the ride. Thank you for joining the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. And the invitation came, I mean, it's always an open door, but it's so much going on with the school system. And we were talking about Ruby Bridges and the Ruby Bridges incident. And so I was like, you know what? Let's invite our school board member in to tell us what's up with that. And also just there's so much happening in the educational space that we just wanted to like fall back and get an update. So I'm gonna just sit back
And enjoy the
and
ride.
enjoy the ride.
So before she starts, everybody knows like we're a big advocate for Miss Edmond over here, right?
Yes,
We like is a champion, like we're cheering you on all the way, and we appreciate all the hard work that you do.
yes.
You and your brother John are a few that I can say, and not all, but a
Yeah.
few that actually do exactly what you say you're gonna do, and y'all heart is in the community, and we appreciate that.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
And another one of the things too, like that's been really cool before we do that. No, because you kind of set that up. We've been doing these school tours, like going, like school board member Edmonds. Again, I'm trying to meet everybody, right?
Right.
I'm trying to go all the places. So I've been doing the neighborhood tours. Y'all know I'm in the streets. I'm out there, like I'll go.
He
But I,
in the streets in a good way. He on these people's streets
yeah,
for
that's
real.
right. We got to say that because somebody will be like, "Oh, there he is." But I wanted to reach out to like principals of the schools in the district. And so school board member Edmond has been introducing me to the principals. We actually went to John Hopkins together, had a great meeting with the principal over there. And then I was at Diston.
Carmen.
Yeah. I think that's how you said it. Principal Jones.
Yes.
Yeah. You know I'm different. You got a different kind of relationship with him. But Principal
Not really,
Jones,
but go ahead.
yeah. But beautiful brother, great conversation. I just want to say thank you for those introductions that you've made and the opportunities that we've had to spend time together in these schools as two elected officials representing the district. So thank you.
We believe in giving our flowers, right? In person.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
School
And
board
that was
member.
yours.
And there's more to come because, as I said when I was campaigning, that I believe we're stronger together in the importance of collaboration,
Right.
collective impact.
Collective impact. Yeah,
And our schools are a microcosm of our community.
that's right.
So if there's food deserts, transportation issues, health issues, employment issues, all of those issues come into our schools.
Right.
And we know that if the student basic needs are not being met, then that's going to be shown in behavior, academics, etc.
Right.
So I think it's important to collaborate, reach out to people,
Yeah.
make those connections for our kids, for our faculty, just overall for our community.
And that's why they're like, why you ain't going to the schools, Brother John? You ain't school board. It's because of what she just said.
But the students are in District 7.
Absolutely.
Right. And so
And the
you're
parents and
right.
the administrators and the staff.
And so you're supposed to be
Yeah,
going because
yeah.
again, this is not just like I want to be elected. I want to get the job done. This is why
Yeah.
I ran. No, you didn't want the title. You didn't want the title because y'all were already
Yeah.
doing the work without the title. The title just came with a paycheck. But you know what I mean? Like you were already doing the work.
And and I know this isn't related to what I'm writing, but
Yeah.
what I have down for notes, but it's definitely a correlation because
Yeah.
District 7, we got a food desert area.
Yeah.
If our city council people are more aware of the impact on schools, then maybe there'll be significant strides forward
Right.
getting quality food within schools.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
I'm
gotta
telling
work
you,
together.
it's just been such an amazing experience and ride, and I'm looking forward to like we just 5 months in, y'all. We still got a little work to do, but yeah, we laying a solid foundation, and thank you for being a part of that because it's so important that with just like you said, the relationships, the collaboration, really seeing where there's overlap, and that, like for example, with that conversation with Principal Jones. It was things that we were asking, like, okay, well, here's what the city can do about that. And it's like, oh, well, here's what I can do from the school board level. And then also ideas and suggestions on how we can really collaborate, get information to parents, have parents get information to us because we're listening. We want to hear what the challenges are, what the students' challenges are. You know what I mean? It's
You
just
really do.
it's just been a really amazing
It's
experience.
good to have your voice heard and not just somebody when you ask somebody and then you feel like they wasn't listening,
Yep.
it's good to hear your voice being listened to.
Right.
Let me say, not
Right.
just being heard, because you can hear anything and it go in out the other, but when you listen, you actually make plans to implement and change
That
Right.
action.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. The action that follows it.
Right. And so that's really good. So how do you feel about the Ruby Bridges? So that's what brought you on.
So you want to start at the top of the list, right?
Yeah, and that's fine. That's fine. So, I am here as an individual school board member, not representing the district.
Okay.
So to be clear.
Okay.
So what happened with that was, permission slips went out 2 weeks ahead of time. It even included the trailer, and the parents that wanted their children to participate submitted it, and there
To
were
return the permission
yep.
slips, and yeah, I'm all
And
right with that.
then there was one parent that did not want her child to participate, and she ended up filing an official complaint. There were um, other children that did not watch the film because they did not sign the permission slip. We have policies related to controversial materials, as well as a process that was adopted recently, actually, this school year, 2023, based on state law. State law now requires that you have a procedure for a parent to file a complaint and that it has a committee and things of that nature. So the whole thing of whether or not Ruby Bridges was banned or was not banned, that came up based off of communication. So somebody on a district level emailed the parent that the curriculum would no longer be used K through 5 and some additional things. So that's why the perception that it was banned came out. Now, what I later found out was that the material was not banned. It was available still. However, because the school had already watched it, there was no intentions on watching it again
Right.
the rest of the year.
Duh.
So, so again, it's like, okay. So anyway, so that's how all of that happened. And again, you just got to make it plain for the people. Somebody sent something out saying, that it will no longer be used in K through 5 curriculum and some additional things about age appropriateness, etc. And that's where the it's ban came from.
Okay.
Which is really crazy. And we talked about here on the radio. So Ruby Bridges was in the 2nd grade when this happened, right?
Was she 6 years old? So
Oh,
I
so
don't think that she wasn't in the second grade.
That's like 1st grade. Yeah.
So okay, so she's even younger.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
1st grade. So my argument with it is that like she can endure it, but you can't watch it. At 6 years old, she couldn't do it. She had to have the marshals come and escort her to school. She's the one who got spit on, and because this happened, the 2nd grader, who's still older than she was when she had to actually go through it, it's not appropriate for them to watch it.
Yeah.
So
that's a part of the picture.
So in the complaint was about the racial slurs being used, as well as that it might teach that white people hate black people.
Okay.
So again,
that might be the message that so the children might take away that this is the message that white people hate black people.
Okay, so
like
here we go.
that's what you get from that.
Okay, so here you go, because I'm new. I can talk. So
well, we got
no. I'm just to say, so with that, and we'll move on from Ruby Bridges, is
because Ruby Bridges is not banned. Right. They can play it. All schools can play it. The committee met Monday at North Shore at 4:30.
Yeah.
And unanimously decided to allow Ruby Bridges to play. They did not make any age requirements or any additional things. So
that's good.
So they received the complaint. They reviewed the complaint, went through the process, and the process, in this case, it worked the way that it was supposed to work, and they allowed the material to stay in
and I love
schools.
it.
Yeah.
And that parent did what they want. Like, you had a permission slip, your child didn't even watch it, so they didn't even hear the slurs.
Yeah.
So, and that was some of the complaints. Why should one parent be able to have control over what other parents want or approve of their children watching?
Okay, is there an
So
answer to that question?
the district is following the law.
So the state law makes it such. So that's why. So when people ask why can or how can, it's because of the state law that says that that's the way that it is.
And
If
have
one
you
parent
seen?
complains, they can.
Got to have a process to go
Yeah, and have you seen some of these kids TikToks?
through.
All right, now we move
Okay,
on.
we
Let's
can move
go.
on. We
So,
can move
and I know you want
on.
to move on from that, but
No, it's all right.
there are other materials that have been deemed controversial
Okay,
and are going through school-based review committees. That information will be placed on the school district website. So
okay,
there was a public notice for Ruby Bridges, so the public could know if they wanted to attend at this time. This is what's going to be happening,
okay.
and also an update
Are, are
on the
are
website is
parents able to
posted.
speak it? So like if we show up at that meeting, are we able to say anything?
No,
Okay,
but I would encourage people to continue to email all board members,
okay,
and because it's something about the way this took off and made news that I feel that made an impact.
okay. Gotcha,
So
gotcha.
not
In a good way.
not was who was right or who was wrong on the issue, but raising awareness that this is the type of material
Yeah,
accurate history
yeah.
that could be removed from schools because one parent filed a formal complaint.
So let me ask you this: the makeup of the review committee. So there's a school review committee that, like you said, so the process is I as a parent complain, it goes to this committee. Who's on that committee?
Okay, so the makeup of that committee includes teachers, community members, parents,
Okay,
and then the library media specialist I believe, serves as the moderator or facilitator of
okay.
the conversation.
Oh,
Mhm.
because it's through the media center that. Okay,
Mhm.
I got it.
And the district provides a content expert, whether it's reading or social studies, depends on what type of film and what the purpose of the film was.
Okay,
And I was not able to attend the meeting, but I heard that it was a very thorough review process.
okay,
Like the teacher spoke to what they were doing, what standards it relates to. The content expert explained how it was important or how what they did was standards based.
wow.
Um, so
Okay.
anyway, good outcome
No,
on
that's
that.
good. That's a great
Right.
outcome, and it's good to know the process. And here's the other part. We'll just plug this, and then we can get to your presentation. But it's parents get on that committee. Like if you like, how do you
And can
join
I?
that committee so that you can be a part of the review team?
Right.
And I think it's important to say it's not like a free for all. Hey, hey, hey! I believe there were two parents on the committee, and
Okay.
the principal selects those people
So have those
So
relationship
it's
with
per
your
school.
principal and get with
per school.
the and
Oh,
get.
okay. So
But
it's
we need to make sure that we have diverse representation on those types of committees.
and
Yeah.
then just to be clear, so everybody know, it's per school.
Okay.
So, because people think it's like one
District
team,
wide. Yeah.
right? And
No.
this group just
So
handles
that specific case was for North Shore. It wasn't for
Yes.
all schools.
right. And so, if you're not a part of the committee and you're looking into the information, it's per school. So go to your school principal, the assistant, and they'll direct you the right way.
Okay, I got a question that came in from
Go ahead.
Sharonda. It says, so can a parent file a complaint flip side against what the parent complained about? I don't understand. Sharonda, you might
I
have to give us
think I get what she's
okay,
saying.
go ahead.
So, if this parent complained,
Hmm.
she basically write a letter about the parent complaining.
Yeah, I got
If
a complaint I got a problem with the complaint.
Well, I mean, honestly, put another like, okay, so we talked about this on the radio. They complaining about Ruby Bridges, then we complain about Christopher Columbus. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
if you, I mean, at this point, like,
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a bunch of
right,
hearings and cases going on. Yeah.
And you said it. Like, I think it's important to think about the amount of time this takes. So just think
Yes.
about with this committee. This committee took 18 minutes. They watched the movie, had the materials, took 18 minutes, and unanimously voted to keep procedures as they are.
Okay.
right.
So do we want to inconvenience and just
Yeah.
waste people time on
Yeah,
these
tie up
things?
resources and really tie up all these resources. Like you got the media specialists because it's really just two parents on the committee, but you got like all of this
The
staff, all of these people,
teachers.
all of this staff time is involved with like mediating and brokering, this particular these particular cases. And so you think that there's going to be more that'll follow this?
Well, I will say this. I think it's
Yeah.
going to be more. I'm going to shake my
Yep.
head with, but I want to say is that, how do I want to say? if you feel offended, you know what I mean? And I'm going to tell you, this is Kiana speaking, not school board, not councilman. This is Kiana. I think a lot of times we sit back and hoping that people will do what's right.
Mhm.
And we don't make the necessary steps to correct what's wrong in the system. And we're loud about stuff that does not make a change. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Kind
sometimes.
of, sometimes, you know what I mean?
Sometimes we do
So
that.
if it's something that's a real big problem in your school, make sure that you have a voice to be heard, but just don't do it just because you can do it.
Right on. School board member Edmond, talk to me.
All right. So, Kiana, what a great segue, because that's what I was about to touch on.
Oh, great.
Is that we need people to be engaged in all aspects. Like, what are your children doing? Like, are they bringing guns to school and not expecting to get arrested?
Yeah.
Children are bringing weapons to schools. Children are getting in fights. The arrest rate will not decrease if children are doing arrestable offenses.
Right.
Now, when I got on the board, I advocated for community input, which led to changes in the interagency agreement between the district, law enforcement agencies throughout the county, and the NAACP Legal Defense Fund.
Right. I remember I was part of that process. Thank you for your advocacy and really making that available. Like it was an agreement between them about how to police our children in school, and they usually just pass it on what they call a consent agenda.
Yep.
That's the agenda that have a whole bunch of other stuff on it, and when you vote on it, you vote on it all together. But what
But then
school
you
board
didn't
member Edmond she pulled it off of the consent, saying, "Wait,
Wait, this is important.
we need to talk about this."
This is important right here. No, we're not finna just throw this in there and then people sign up and they ain't even know. But the headline was "No smoking in school."
Right, or whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
That's hypothetically, y'all.
Yeah, but you did that. Thank you for that.
And again, it's so important because we will get mad that the arrest rates for Black students is high, yet the district can't stop kids from bringing guns into the schools or getting into fights as much as we try, because social media, the kids are
That's a
getting
lot
into
of
fights.
that's the source for the antagonism and the call out. See, we had baddest man hit your hand. Like that was how we got that was what started the fight with us. And
and I did that one, and the whole fight broke out. And then I told them, y'all better not tell nobody I did it. I was like,
but now those are tweets.
But you know, and then I did it, and then I was their peer mediator to do the counseling.
Oh wow, wow!
I wear many hats.
So there won't be examples like what Kiana just said, but
they're getting into fights and they're having these arrestable offenses.
And you got to realize that staff don't have all the knowledge regarding who's going to fight who, and sometimes it's just coincidental that they're able to catch it before it starts, that they're able to go to the situation when it's starting and diffuse it as soon as possible. But there are a lot of fights occurring.
Right. Now, in the school system, do they still have peer mediators?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, is that the most effective? You know, because sometimes it works, and sometimes the beef is just
it's bigger than the peer mediation. Yeah, I mean, they're gonna handle it how they're gonna handle it. Yeah.
Levels to it, you know what I mean? But I think the peer mediation is definitely a good start because your peers is who dictate, you know, your actions when you think you're cool, especially like in middle school. If your peers think you cool and all this other stuff, like, you know.
Yeah,
and it depends on who those peer mediators are.
Yeah, like, you gotta have somebody positive.
You gotta have a credible messenger. Shout out to Shayna. Thank you for tuning in. Sharonda Davis, I see you. Valerie, appreciate it. Pooh, I see you. Natasha, thank you. Marcina, thank you for jumping on. We got Nitra on here. We got Mike Murray. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching. My sister by blood is watching also. Booster, thank you for watching. Appreciate it.
So we did talk a little bit about how legislation has impacted what the district is doing.
Yes.
From the books and the film, controversial material. Right now, there's House Bill 1069, which will bolster that process, meaning that there will be a magistrate involved if there's a complaint and it rises to that level.
So a judge.
Exactly.
Okay, got it.
So the district potentially would have to hire a judge
to
to
mediate these, so it wouldn't be this committee. It'll go so if it escalates beyond the committee, now it's actually a judge that's going to decide
that.
whether or not Ruby Bridges can be shown in.
Now I won't say Ruby Bridges.
No,
That's
no, I
done
mean,
right now.
We're talking about
that's all.
like
That case is
I just
closed.
don't
Yeah.
want nobody to pick that up and then
Okay,
say.
I understand. No, I got it. I got to be careful.
But
Right.
but yes, the final version of the bill has not passed yet, but it's moving through.
Okay.
This is also the bill related to preferred pronouns and things like that.
Okay.
That will limit the ability for people to be addressed the way they want it to be addressed.
Yeah.
So
if I say my preferred pronouns are, whatever, this bill says
no.
we know.
bleep your pronouns.
Yeah.
That's how they doing it, like
Yeah.
straight up. They saying we don't care about that. We not going to honor. We're not obligated by law to honor that, I guess, because I guess maybe the teacher still could. Could the teacher just like make a decision?
No.
You like so
No.
if the teacher. Oh man.
No.
And the same thing for parents.
So if the law say I gotta dismiss your pronouns,
Well, they're saying okay. From my
That ain't right.
understanding, is it's you're a girl or a boy.
okay. But if you say my pronouns are,
You're a girl or a boy.
okay. And if you say your pronouns are,
You are a girl or a boy.
Okay. so Kiana making it plain.
Okay.
That's pretty much
yeah. That's how. And they had to pass a law to do that.
And it goes back to parental rights, because people often say, "Well, what about my parental rights?" And we're seeing that
Yeah.
there's only, in my opinion, there's a certain parental rights.
Okay. So that's all in that bill. What's the bill number again for the people?
House Bill 1069.
Okay, and you said it's making its way through. It hasn't been approved yet, but it's something. And the impact of that on teachers, what do you think?
Well, I know when the first bill came out regarding what can teachers say or do regarding LGBTQ, there was a lot of questions and concerns.
Okay.
And still to this day, there continues to be questions and concerns about what they can do and what they can't do.
Okay.
So I think this bill, particular, if it passes, will make LGBTQ people feel less comfortable being themselves.
Oh wow. Yeah. Because now the law supports them being disrespectful to you and not acknowledging you the way that you want to be acknowledged. Okay, got it.
There's also a bill related to middle school and high school start times. Since I've been on the board, there's been a group advocating for later start times for high school. And now it seems like that could potentially be something that happens in the future. The bill is related to having high school start times be 8:30 and middle school be 8.
Okay.
So
why? I'm just
research suggests that if students are getting more sleep, then they'll perform better.
That feel like me too.
Now, what will happen is you got to think about elementary students. So typically, elementary school students go to school around 8:30.
Right.
What time are we gonna send them? 9, 7.
Oh, because
so somebody gotta
because you gotta have the difference so that it's not cluttered.
And it staggers the bus.
Right.
Yeah, because you need buses for all of these
right.
schools.
So it has to be staggered out and just think for somebody who has elementary, middle school, and high school.
That was me.
And and they all got to be there at 8:30. Somebody's
gonna be late. Yeah.
Somebody's gonna be real early.
And then some questions that I had was related to some students work.
Okay.
So they like going to school early so they can get off, work a couple hours, and do what they need to do for themselves and their family.
Right.
And some
Changing
students
the bell times,
some students play sports.
Right.
And get home at 11 o'clock after a sports game. So how will the later start time impact that situation?
I got you. And there's a law that's being proposed to do that?
Yes, but that won't take effect until 2026.
So that's state law?
Yep.
Okay, state law. Oh my God. So they don't leave it up to the individual districts to say this is what's best for our district and the students in our district.
I have another question. Is that fine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I did see that they're looking at doing a pilot program where there'll be year-round school here.
Okay.
I saw that. Do you know anything about that? I don't know if it's here, but in the state of Florida, they're going to do a couple of schools to make up the the loss of education during
The learning
COVID.
loss, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I didn't see that. Haven't
I
seen
saw
that.
it.
I haven't seen that, but that would be interesting. I do know that the district is having summer bridge in June and
Okay.
summer camps in July,
Mhm.
Okay.
and that registration is available online at pcsb.org. Summer
Okay.
bridge is June 5th through the 29th, and most of the summer camps will occur in July. I have received emails advocating for year-round school, but there's also pros and cons to anything. Because
Right.
year-round school, what 2 weeks? If parents work and you on for a month, off for 2 weeks, on for a month, how's that gonna work out?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's a lot of things to consider.
I got you. I got you.
So
You
What
can't
else you got here?
vacation.
so
I mean, you get 2 weeks vacation in regular, other jobs, other professions, so but that's a lot. I mean, you need a few months off if you're doing that job.
And I'm not
That's a
even
hard
in the
job.
school
I
board. I don't even have
you
school
need
board.
3 months
I
off,
mean,
man.
I don't work for the school
You
board.
gonna do
I don't
that
even
you
have school
year
board
round?
age children,
We
and
already
I feel the impact.
we already struggling to find teachers. Now you gotta work all year.
yeah.
Okay, what else you got, school board member
So
Edmond?
House Bill 1 that was signed by the governor expanding the vouchers programs.
Okay.
I was in Tallahassee and I was able to hear some of the debate,
Okay.
and a lot of questions went unanswered as it relates to how much it's going to cost. What about the accountability of these homeschools or voucher accepting schools that open up?
Right.
And it, to me, sounds like you can willy nilly open up a school and collect a check.
Ooh.
Really?
So,
No.
but that's not good for kids.
It's not good
So
for kids.
It could be.
It depends.
It depends on the motives.
If there's
And
no standard,
I said willy nilly.
yeah, willy nilly. Now willy nilly never usually work out the way you want it to.
If somebody's sitting up there listening,
Yeah. Willie, call in.
what's
Tell us what
the
your plan
little
is.
baby name? Coco Melon.
Okay,
What is that? That's the baby name.
that's how they run their school. They collecting the
They
check.
get it.
They got Gracie's Corner on all day long and calling it a school. No, that's what I think willy nilly.
So the impact of that bill, that the impact that it will have on Pinellas County is to be determined. It depends on how many students start accepting those vouchers.
So they didn't limit it. They didn't say like we got this.
It's kind of open, like no, because the governor said, "Hey, I want everybody to have this
Access.
Right.
And that's why you said the question right now is about how much is it going to cost for everybody to have this access. We don't know because the demand. We don't know what.
Exactly.
Okay.
I have another question. Right. So
Crazy.
We gonna be here all day.
No, I
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
So I homeschool Cheyenne. So at this point, right? Could you do like a homeschool program and then collectively get kids together and then request for the fund so that you can fund the homeschool program? Do you know?
I'm gonna give you my advice would be to contact the district.
Okay.
Professional opinion. Ed, what's up, man? Marcia,
right.
good morning. Thank you for tuning in, Marcia. Let's see.
Okay. Go ahead. Move on.
So-
This was a question.
So in February, we received a Bridging the Gap update.
Okay.
Bridging the Gap is related to Black student achievement.
Mhm.
There are 6 goals related to grad rate, student achievement, rigorous coursework, student discipline, ESE eligibility, and minority hiring.
Okay.
That information is available online at pcsb.org. You go to the search bar and type in BTG or Bridging the Gap Plan. I think it's important for the public to know that there is a district monitoring advisory committee
Okay.
that looks at some of these things and asks questions around it. I myself submitted questions related to the elements of the Bridging the Gap plans and things that I think we need to do better, and some areas of concerns that I had. This is also a document that was negotiated with COQUEBS.
Mhm.
And they have a meeting today, actually, at 9:30.
In
Okay.
an hour. Thank you, Dan, for the stars. Go ahead.
Is they still mean the EDOC?
I think today they're meeting at the Woodson.
Okay, got it.
Anybody welcome?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, open to the public
9:30.
at the Woods and pull up, y'all.
Pull up on me.
So there's
So with bridging the gap, right? And I remember that a lot of those conversations started happening when they were doing those articles in the Times. What was it, like 15, something like that?
Yep.
2015, 2016. So that's where we are right now. And so they're doing updates on the plan that came as a result of
Yes, it's a
that era.
10-year plan.
Okay, got it.
So
Okay.
we a few
So
years
we 8
away
years
from
into a few 8, 7, 8 years into a 10-year plan. And
Has it been working?
We
Per,
got
per the data.
per the data, we got a lot of work to do.
Okay.
yeah, still.
There are continue to be learning gaps in all areas. You already know that becoming a teacher is becoming challenging, whether it's the political climate or the school culture,
Yeah.
the pay, etc.
Yeah, it's a lot that goes
So
into that.
it's hard to
Hmm.
recruit and retain high quality teachers.
I think it's the most undervalued profession in the American society, quite frankly.
Because you shape the young minds.
Yeah.
You hear about the teachers who gave the children hope and believed in them when nobody else did, and you hear the success stories when they go and credit back a few teachers,
Yep.
or come back and be like, "Wow, it was your words that kept me motivated."
Yep.
You know,
Okay.
I'll just leave that there.
No, but that's important because I'm gonna go ahead and do a plug. Pinellas County Schools is hiring. If you
Okay.
are interested, you can go to pcsb.org. They're hiring for many positions from transportation, food services, principal jobs, educator jobs. And actually, April 6th from 3 to 6 p.m., they're having virtual interviews for certified teachers.
Okay.
That information is also available on the website.
So if you're already a teacher, they're doing those interviews.
So if you are currently a certified teacher,
Okay.
you can interview and try to seek employment with Pinellas County Schools. They also have transition to teaching programs
Okay.
where if you don't have a degree in education, you got a degree in something else, and you want to become a teacher. So you can also reach out to the district and learn more about transition to teaching.
Okay. Got it. Well, I'm gonna pin this pcsb.org. Looks like a lot of information is available there.
Tons of information is on the website.
Gotcha.
There is also a great need for mentors.
Okay.
Pinellas Education Foundation, they have the Take Stock in Children initiative where students are paired with a mentor, and if they meet the requirements of keeping their grades up, maintaining good behavior, they will earn a college scholarship.
Oh,
So
wow.
we need additional mentors for that program, as
Which
well
is a
as
great program.
it is.
Yeah.
I went to the signing, and just to see the smiles on the faces of the children and family about the opportunity that awaits them,
Mm-hmm.
it's just truly inspiring.
And if you never had a mentee, when you walk into, they're like excited to see you, right? They have so much to tell you, and again, it's just like the teachers. You are shaping their lives. Like you hear the stories. I've been a mentor a few times to some kids, and I think I'm helping them, but they're really helping me. Like,
I
I
agree.
come in there and like just to be able to see the possibility in somebody who hasn't been damaged by the world yet, maybe bruised a little bit, but not damaged, and you can help them. It gives me hope again into society. So, all right, I'm done with that too.
And the impact you made, like
Mhm.
I listened to one of the previous Take Stock in Children alumni, and they shared how their mentor, they still talk to their mentor as an adult.
Right. It's a
And
relationship that you build,
You
yeah,
did.
that you honor over time. No, that's amazing. Amazing.
so that is also going on April 12th. Pinellas County Schools will host the first Listen and Learn in the community.
Okay.
It will be at Eastlake High School at 5:30, and then May 24th at 5:30 will be at John Hopkins.
Okay.
So with one North County, one
So
Yeah.
there's going to be 5.
5
Okay.
total. Okay.
5 total. That information is on the website. On my school board member Facebook page, I shared information about the April 12th meeting that will be held 5:30 at Eastlake, as well as a save the date for the meeting at John Hopkins, which will be regarding transformation zone.
So what's the purpose of these listen and learns again?
To hear from the community.
Okay.
So I'm going to try and make a long story short. So as it relates to school board meetings, we previously had those school board meetings out in the community. So
Yeah.
we had one North County, one Mid County, one South County. However, there was discussion and the majority of the board agreed that we should end having the school board meetings in the community because there was other ways for people to provide feedback.
Okay. Wow.
Now I didn't agree.
Okay.
And then the same thing with the start times. Some people say that having the meetings at 10 a.m. is inconvenient. I agree. Most people are at work.
Right.
However, majority rules.
Yeah, that's how
So-
democracy works, and that's why your vote matters.
So-
right.
Your vote matters
Yeah.
because again, if they won't, never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'll have to find the
So-
views expressed.
So
And that's why I'm not going to express any right now.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's why we are having these community meetings in the
Okay.
community.
Gotcha.
And in my opinion, it's probably better because instead of listening to us, seeing us vote and then saying what you want to say to us and not getting feedback, now we can answer questions from you
Okay.
and you receive feedback, and then we mingle with you after the
Right.
meeting.
And
So
then
you
You actually engage the community.
Yes.
How about that as an idea?
And
so that's what it is.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's
Wow.
actually so it's not really a bad thing when you think about it, because then
Yeah,
once
it's a good
y'all
thing.
get all of this information, then y'all can go have your meeting and then vote, and then you don't have to.
Because right now you get your input after the
At
vote's
the end.
already done,
Right.
which is
So
interesting. Interesting, I'll say. Yeah. And that's no longer recorded. I remember they used to show public comment. They don't show public comment on the.
Oh yes, we do.
Oh, it's, okay, got it.
So
Okay,
yeah,
that
so-
was a consideration of maybe not doing it.
So, guys, we need more time.
We do.
So I'm just gonna say that
You're welcome.
once
back
we
anytime.
had a new, more or different turnover in the board,
Okay.
the majority decided that we should be live streaming the public comments.
Okay.
So you can now see the public comments.
Right.
And then, Brother John, you mentioned that we had the public comments at the end. If people want to speak to an agenda item, they're able to.
Okay.
So
Got it.
the public comment at the end is for them to talk about whatever they want to
Anything.
talk about
Open
that's
forum,
not
yeah.
related to
Okay.
the agenda. And if we were to have it at the beginning, my opinion, it would limit participation because we got to start our meeting soon.
Okay.
So
yeah.
we wouldn't be there till 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock like we are sometimes.
Yeah.
Because participation would be limited if you had it
Had public
before.
comment before. Okay.
Yeah.
But you can still give public comment on a particular agenda item. But if you just coming in there because like you got a problem with something that's not on the agenda, then you use open forum as
Yep.
your space to say that, and that happens at the end.
Correct.
Thank you for that. That's how it works with us too. But yeah, just wanted to make sure that we were clear for our listening audience.
Yep.
Talk to me, school board member.
So this is great. I already ran through most of the stuff on the list. Graduations begin in May 13th. That
Okay.
information is available on the PCSB website, or you've most likely heard it from your child's school. Also, there's a ESE parent survey that is open until June 30th.
Okay.
That link is available on the website as well.
ESC, for people who may not know what ESC is.
Exceptional student education.
Okay, got it. Got it. Thank you.
5 awards, IEP, gifted.
Okay, got it.
Also, the district hosted a special assignment request live yesterday.
Okay.
And this is something I hear or a question that I receive from people about how do I get my student to attend another school that's not their zone school?
Yeah, good
So,
question.
so that live was posted and it's on the Pinellas County School Board Facebook page, or you can just reach out to the school board by going to pcsb.org and typing in special assignment request, and then it gives you all the information.
On how you can actually apply for a school that's not in the zone.
Yep.
Is that a part of the choice program? Like, because I know they have like magnet schools and choices. Is that the same thing?
Kind of, sort of. Because, so if there are still spaces available,
Okay,
then you have that opportunity.
gotcha. But other than
If
that, you would
not,
be on a waiting list.
exactly.
Okay,
Because some schools have a wait list already.
Oh, wow.
for their
So-
program, yeah, they got like successful programs and they're trying to
Well,
get
I know
kids in. Yeah.
when I was in middle school, when I was going to high school, I was zoned for Osceola.
Okay,
But then I talked all my friends into going to bogey with me, so we got special.
Oh, man. Man,
I want to go to Bogey.
no, it's a
We're learning
process.
a lot about Kiana today,
Yeah,
from the peer mediator to
she-
getting all her friends to go to bogey.
baddest one hit my hand.
It's
Starting,
all in good
starting
intention.
stuff,
All in good
starting
intention.
stuff, and then solving it later.
Yes, so when you see the error of your ways,
Okay.
you circle back and fix them.
Thank God for growth, right?
Yes.
Thank God for growth. No.
So I just want to let people know that I have a school board member Facebook page, and that's Caprice Edmond, Pinellas County School Board Member District 7. You're able to see some of the things that I'm doing out in the community, as well as some of the events and resources that I reshare from the district website. I can be reached at edmondc@pcsb.org, and my number is 727-504-8050. I am not hard to find, so I'm just going to throw it out there again.
Okay.
My email is edmondc@pcsb.org, and my phone number is 727-504-8050. If you would like to contact the entire school board, so that contact us button where you can click and talk about anything, whether it's a concern at the school, whether you're looking for transportation for your student or anything like that, or whether you're a vendor and you're trying to get plugged in with the district. You can ask those questions and people typically respond within 48 hours.
I love that. So we're gonna do is we're gonna take like a 30-second break just to pause for the cause, and then we're gonna come back with some questions. So if you have questions for school board member Edmond, y'all give us a call and let us know what's on your mind, because it is what's on your mind Wednesday. You're listening to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club right here on
WUJM, St. Petersburg. 99 Jams.
Peace and light. This is your brother John, and I would like to invite you to tune in to Tampa Bay Breakfast Club on 99 James every Monday and Wednesday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. for the latest in pop culture news and unique perspectives on hot topics. Make sure you tune in and start your day off right with the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club right here on 99.1 FM, 99 James. All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
This is Kiana.
And we have school board member Caprice Edmond in the building, and we're getting a whole lot of information, education updates about what's going on with the Ruby Bridges thing. You got the Bridging the Gap update that came out. She told us about some meetings that are happening, and also ways that you can get involved as a parent. So if you got questions, or if you got something that's on your mind, a question for school board member Edmond, you got a few minutes, y'all. Give us a call, 727-637-2416. And then going back for a second with the Bridging the Gap plan, like you said, it's a 10-year plan. And then my thing is this, right? So when we talk about bridging the gap is between African American students and white students. Is that what the gap is?
Non-black.
Non-black students. That's how we say it.
So the research is non-blacks and black.
So hold on, let me go to my table. I like to
There we
flip
go.
it.
There we go.
Yes, so it's between black and non-black.
Okay. And
So
even
it's blacks against everybody else.
us against everybody.
Is that framing though?
It's the framing. Yeah, framing matters.
This is Kiana.
Yeah, the views expressed. So, but here's what I wanted to say. Even like the top performers are not performing at 100%.
Yes.
So if they're like the top performers are like 70%, and we trying to get up to 70% to close the gap, I think that's not really the right goal. That's just, I mean, it makes sense.
What's
I
the
get
gap?
it.
What's the gap?
It's huge.
So there are 6 areas.
Okay.
Which one you want to look at? So if we're looking
Yeah,
at
name the areas for us. See, look, we learned something about bridging the gap.
so there's the graduation rate,
Okay.
student achievement, rigorous coursework, student discipline, ESE eligibility, minority hire.
Okay.
So if we're looking at the graduation rate,
Okay.
the 2021-2022 gap between, or the number and percent of Black students who graduated on time with a standard high school diploma or the 4-year senior cohort, the gap is 11.64%.
Okay.
The year before, it was 6.8%.
So it got bigger?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, I have a question. Another question. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just thinking about what she just said. Not you.
So would the gap be smaller if they did it like blacks, Asians, or white, you know what I mean, and actually did it that way instead of
Like all
All
non-black, yeah.
yeah, all non-black because isn't it made to look like it's even more bigger than what it like? I'm just trying to say because it's discouraging when you look at it, and when you look at
Hmm.
the facts of it, when you're saying okay, all non-blacks, then that means that we already know there's less blacks in most schools than there is.
19% of the district population is black.
Okay,
So okay,
About
so
54, 56 white.
okay,
and then you add the rest of everybody else
yeah.
in there. The data is made for us to look as if we're not doing nothing.
So I think what they did was they
I'm
just
just trying to say,
no
like, in
no.
my mind,
I think what they did. I hear how you looking at it. I think the way that they did it was they just pulled out black and said, okay, this is what you're doing as a subset, and then looked at the African American achievement as a like they didn't just
Yes.
set us all up. They was like, okay, we want to look at because they had school grades, school systems, and the performance of black students was being baked in, and so you can't really see like how bad we're doing as a collective until you pull it out and like look at it individually and separately to say, okay, the school may be at 81%, but in that 81%, only 19% of black people are really making it. And so now you pull it out and you can see, oh wow, only 19% of
but
black people are making it.
when you look at
Yeah.
it, so okay, so I get that, right? But then I'm thinking only 19% of it.
That's
But
just a made up number,
right,
by the
right,
way.
no, but then the black students only represent. So if it's 19% of it, they only represent 19%.
It's a little bit more.
Kind of like
It's,
that.
it's a
Like
little
if
more
I
to it. It's a little more to it.
right, it may
And,
be
The-
so, but go
yeah.
ahead. Like,
So the gap.
so
So the gap is grown.
this is me trying to figure it out.
and I'm just saying,
Got
like,
it.
I don't want to try and explain it right here
Sure.
within 5 minutes,
This
and
Right.
is a
because
big
it's
topic.
not. I just think that's not sufficient for what the community deserves, and I don't want anything to be pulled or taken out of
I
Okay,
got
I
you.
get it, and I don't
So,
want anybody to do that. This is why I'm
so
trying to get clarity, but not to
You're trying to
confuse
make it make sense in your
right in
mind,
my mind, and that's all it is. I'm sorry. I don't
no,
have
no,
that
you're
strength.
fine. I just think it's important
Yeah.
that I'm not.
I don't want you to say
So,
anything that's
No, but
not. But
it's
no,
hard though. It's because it's
because I
yeah,
want time to explain it.
yeah.
right.
And
So
So,
and, and,
as
and
a
we'll never
parent,
and we won't be able to answer that
the
question that
question
you
for you,
have in the
right?
time that we
But
have. I
like as
get
a
that. Yeah.
parent, I would be that
Yeah.
would be my if my child was in there, I would be because I'm one of the people I want to figure it all.
No, that's me
I
too.
needed to be clear for me, so when I'm walking in, I know exactly
Yeah.
what.
I need to know how mad I need to be.
All
Right.
right, or do I not need to be mad at all?
and it's also important to state that we have to disaggregate the data.
Yeah.
Let's say you have 100 students,
Okay.
right? 50 of them are Caucasian,
Mm-hmm.
10 of them are black,
Mhm.
10 of them are whatever,
Yeah.
etc.
Right.
If everybody else is doing well and the 10 black kids aren't, don't you think we need to find out
Why?
what? So
Yeah.
that's really what
That's
this
the
is
purpose.
getting
Yeah.
at.
Yeah. So it's not like us against everybody. It's us
Like,
double clicking on our performance, seeing how we are performing as a
And
collective.
so this is how you look at the data, right?
Mhm.
And so yeah, I like how y'all framed it,
Right.
right?
Because
No, I
that's
like
kind
how
of
you.
how
But,
it is.
no, I'm just saying. But no, because your reality is
Yeah.
your perception. You know,
Yeah.
your perception is your reality, right? And if I'm looking at the data and then you feel like you're always attacked, you're gonna be like, but then
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
No,
it's
I
just
get that because I remember being in school feeling like I was a problem that needed to be fixed and not, an opportunity. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like a student who should be supported. It was like, yeah, I was a young black male. I was at risk. I was all of those things, and it's like, okay, well, what's wrong with me?
right. And so when
So
you
I
look at
understand that.
it,
Yeah,
so when you look at it, be like, wait, hold on. Like I know how to spell, so that don't work. That ain't
yeah.
giving me no good points.
Or I
Like
know, y'all just push me through and ain't teach me how to spell.
right,
Yeah,
all the above. So it's you taught me this. It's not like I was like stop the violence, and you was like no, increase the peace.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
positive framing.
Yeah,
right.
positive framing, right? Right.
So I know we're running out of time
Oh, we
here,
are. Look,
but
you did
April
good.
11th is the next school board meeting. It's held in the morning.
Okay.
Additional information about the meeting, as well as the items that will be voted on or discussed, can be found on the website, bcsb.org.
Hmm.
Again, you can contact me individually at edmondc@bcsb.org, or you can call my work phone, 727-504-8050. If you would like to contact the entire board, You can email board@bcsb.org. The views expressed today do not represent the views of the school board. They are mine alone.
I appreciate that. Thank you for that. When does school end? When is the last
Oh
day of school? Is
gosh,
that May? It's coming up, right? Next month.
I don't even know.
Okay, go to the website. Yeah, and look, the parents know. No, I mean, no, you gotta, but she gotta keep up with like the whole thing.
Totally
Yeah,
joking.
the whole thing, like, yeah.
I'm
I can pull it up.
And look,
No, you don't have to look.
Jair always into something too, by the way. That boy, that guy, he need
So
to
the
get the
school
journal.
calendar is online. You can see when we have I think Friday is a no school day, April 7th.
Okay,
So
get your
the
baby
school
to the
calendar
rest.
is available online.
Because it's Easter weekend.
Oh yeah, no, it's Good Friday. That is Good Friday. Good
Yeah,
Friday.
it is Good
Good
Friday.
Friday,
We're
yeah.
leading into Easter weekend, right?
Oh, it is.
In the last day of school, see how easy it is? Go to the website. It's May 25th.
Okay, May 25th, last
So,
day, y'all.
okay, so my final thoughts, really quick. Meet me at the station say
Okay.
on Friday.
Day after tomorrow.
Yes. From 7-Eleven. Be the change you want to be. Also, write down the 5 things that make you smile. I always say that because life is so important and short. We kind of talked about this. 100 years is not a lot when you look at the scheme of things, and most people are not living to make it to 100.
Right.
So live every day to the fullest, and so that you can have memories and something to give other people. That is my final thoughts for this wonderful day.
All right. What, member Edmond, you got a final thought? The one thing that you wanted to make sure people remember?
Stay engaged.
Stay engaged.
Right.
I love that.
You, Mr.
Oh man, I got a whole lot to say, but it's more that need to be done and need to be said. So I just want to thank y'all for tuning in to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
This is Kiana.
And we have
Caprice Edmond.
Hey, and we out, y'all. Believe in the good. Peace.